Guys, in this video, I'm going to be discussing the hottest penny stocks to watch going into after hours, the rest of the day, and the rest of the week. Keep in mind, we do have CPI data, which is inflation data, coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Then we have the FOMC interest rate decision at 2:30 p.m. I'm not really expecting anything to change. And this is followed by Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30 p.m. So if you are going to make any trades in the market with Tesla, PLTR, just any other, big name stocks or do options, I would wait until all of this stuff happens to see the trend of the overall market. That's what I'm doing because I am trying to, load up more shares on Tesla, my number one growth stock pick out of any other, stock. Also really like PLTR and a lot of other names like that in my long-term portfolio. But guys, that's just me. Either way, tomorrow will be a very volatile day in the market as we do await this, key data that's supposed to come out. And then Jerome Powell, obviously, anytime he speaks, the market reacts to anything he says and how he acts, his tone, everything like that. But, rate cuts are expected later this year as long as evidence continues to show that inflation is cooling down. And why is this important? Because this will obviously boost the economy, and obviously this will boost the entire stock market, including the small cap sector as well as the big names too. So just last video, I called out KITT as well as Buru, and both of these stocks absolutely exploded. You can see right here, I called out Nauticus Robotics, KITT at 16 cents. This one ran all the way to 43 cents. So another 150% plus gainer called on the channel. So make sure you tap the like button. If you are enjoying this content, make sure you have notifications turned on and watch every single minute of this video so you do not miss these very time sensitive plays. You watch this entire video because at the end I'm going to be showing you a $10 million company that just did $130 million in revenue for 2023, did $30 million in revenue for the first quarter of 2024, only have diluted 6 million shares in the last year, only have 25 million shares that float, and this has been the same for a very long time. And basically this company has said that they want to be a 1 billion revenue producing company, and this is one that not many people know about. And as of right now, they are only trading at 20 cents. Been growing very aggressively. You have to stick around and see this play. KITT still has 500 million plus volume, had that big gain, and is basically cooling down, dropping down. This is already has this massive volume, and I believe they have 70% short interest last time I checked. So trading at 28 cents right now, massive volume, massive short interest still going on. Did hit 42 cents in pre-market, just dropped recently all the way down to 28 cents. But this one, volume is continuing to increase. So still watch this one. Watch my last video if you do want to know more about this company and a recent insider purchase that basically by an ex-congressman basically of Texas for the last, he was basically a congressman for 10 years up until 2023, bought 100,000 shares of this company and is the new director. So do they have some kind of government contract, or does this guy know something? Obviously something is up with Nauticus Robotics. Looking at Buru, ticker BURU, I was watching this very closely. I actually called this one at 16 cents just in last video, currently trading at 21 cents. We were watching this 20-cent level, key 20-cent level that we did touch multiple times in pre-market but did not hold over. Finally confirmed a hold over this level. We went from 20 cents all the way to just under 22 cents, and it looks like we are potentially making this previous 20-cent resistance a support level, but this is the 5-minute chart. It's too early to tell if that's actually going to happen. So watch this one very closely, as there is some more room for another run as we did break over this key level. And I basically told you guys we would squeeze over this 20-cent break. So watch this one very closely, as this one could potentially continue to run, as we just had this strong confirmation right here. Stock we want to talk about is VHAI, Codia Holdings. Basically a stock that IPO'd at $5 just a few months ago, has been beaten down, and we have been playing this one. We caught the bottom, took it for a big run multiple times on this channel, guys. You know that if you are a subscriber. And basically what I'm doing, watching this one, as we do have enough volume coming in today to make this one have a big move. I was looking for a 13-cent break and then a hold over just over 14.50 near the 15-cent level. I want to hold there for the next leg up. We basically tested this level I was watching very closely and then came right back down to this level, but still watch this one to see if it does come back up and touch this level and actually break through it next time, as we do have a lot of volume. And as long as the volume comes in, we can see this one come in and touch this level again and potentially break out and then see another big leg up. So we have 100 million in total volume just around lunchtime. So still a few hours left in the market. Next stock we want to talk about is DRCR, which is known as Swifty Global, trading at 24 cents. Keep in mind, I did call this one out, just under 12 cents. I actually called it out at 7 cents before this. So another 100% gainer, basically caught on the channel just basically last time I covered it. Keep in mind, I have covered this one multiple times in the past. We have a very big PR that we have to basically talk about. So keep in mind, this is a $12 million market cap company that did $129 million in revenue for 2023 with net profit or net income of $2.4 million. So a tiny market cap compared to their massive revenue coming in. And also keep in mind, they have not diluted, have had very minimal dilution in the last year. I believe they've only diluted, I could be wrong, but it's been very minimal dilution. I think they've diluted around 6 million shares or something like that in the last year. Just not that much dilution. And basically half of these shares are locked up, as insiders do own 26 million shares of the OS, leaving the float around 28 million. So this hasn't changed in a long time. Just last quarter, for the first quarter of 2023, they did $30 million in revenue with $415,000 in net income. Keep in mind, you always add 3 zeros to these numbers. They have had massive startup costs and expansion cost for all their various licenses that they have been aggressively obtaining. Just secured a South African gambling license, which is huge, basically expanding very rapidly. We're going to talk about everything like that, but this is one that not many people know about. A very tiny market cap, $12 million company with massive revenue capabilities in the sports betting sector, actually developing multiple apps in this sector, and has the ability to license their technology for revenue sharing capabilities to major, other big name companies. And people don't really realize this aspect of their business, which is huge. And their team, basically a team of 10 to 12 plus members that actually, designs and develops their technology, their apps, everything like that in-house. Like I said, this team has decades upon decades of experience, so they are positioned very well to basically dominate this sector. So DRCR, Swifty Global, just announced their South African gambling license approval. It's very big, as they do, are reaching more areas. So basically, this is a cutting edge technology firm focused on creating groundbreaking solutions in the sports betting sector. So Swifty Global is pleased to announce the company has officially been granted its gambling license for South Africa by the National Gambling Board. They have secured multiple different licenses, and these are very hard to acquire, cost a lot of money, are very time consuming, and they've actually shown that they can put in the work and effort to continuously obtain these different licenses that they have accomplished. So this is very big. These cost a lot of money, take a lot of effort. So this is very big and shows what they are capable of, continue to make record-breaking financials. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, they are expecting a ticker name change with FINRA very soon, so that's something to look out for. Definitely have to see how their financials improve quarter over quarter. Would like to see their net profit margins increase, and that's what we're looking at with DRCR. And next stock we want to talk about is ticker PWDY, which is the smallest semiconductor company in the entire market. Actually has real revenue, a tiny $6 million or $5 million market cap, and they actually did $1.4 million in revenue for 2023. Have real revenue. Actually announced they are expecting a merger or acquisition, or actively reaching out for these opportunities. And another reason I really like this play is because they can only have room to dilute 100 million shares. As you can see, the authorized share count is at 2 billion and the OS count is at 1.9 billion. This hasn't changed, and very minimal room for dilution. So that's with these OTC plays, dilution is always the number one concern, but this one has been actively basically putting out updates every week, and it has some very big news come out today on their Twitter page. PWDY International Inc. They had a very massive update. The company is excited to announce we've received requests for motor quotes from a large semiconductor manufacturer based out of Texas. They say stay tuned for more exciting updates next week. So basically multiple updates and PRs coming next week. They said the same thing just last week. They actually came through and kept their word. So that's very big. They're being active again, and the company is excited to announce they have begun shipping orders to a new semiconductor manufacturer based out of Taiwan. They anticipate that this new client will contribute significantly to their revenue growth. Additional details forthcoming. So basically, we're expecting more updates on this Taiwan semiconductor manufacturer and more PRs to come soon. And guys, another big thing is they are trying to uplist to the OTCQB, which is another tier in the OTC markets, which will attract more investors. So basically, there's multiple requirements. They have to have a certain amount of shareholders, stuff like that. The main requirement that they're looking at is they have to get the stock price to 1 cent plus and remain over that for a certain amount of time. So once they do this, they can begin submitting the filings and get on the OTCQB. Also have to pay a certain cost to stay listed on the OTCQB as well. So that's something that they plan on doing. Like I said, should attract more investors, and this one has multiple catalysts coming up and is one of my favorite OTC plays in a very hot sector. Has been very active, and multiple catalysts should be announced going into next week. They also said just 2 weeks ago that the company has begun to actively reach out to other motor companies for potential acquisitions and or mergers. So this is something to keep an eye out for as well. The video is getting very long, so I'm going to cut it off right here. I would really do appreciate you if you did make it this far, and let me know in the comments what other plays you're watching. I do look at all of these, and if I do like the play, it might be on the next video. It just depends. So definitely let me know what plays you're watching. I do look at all of these. Doesn't mean they will be on the next video, but they do have a chance to be. So keep that in mind.